Hello, this is Skylar, the Prime Minister for the government for this debate. Today's motion is college students should be forgiven their student loan debts by the government. First, I will define the term student loan and being forgiven. A student loan is a loan a student in college loans to pay the tuition fee. Being forgiven this is that the loan is no longer a burden for a student and that the student has no duty to pay it. First, I will explain my 2 points, which are first, birth rate, and second, financial freedom, and the other point, which is the third point, which is educational freedom, will be introduced by the Deputy Prime Minister. Moving on with my first argument, birth rate. Korea has a low birth rate and is decreasing by year, which is bad for the economy and for the nation also. The nation will have less future workers, and which means a smaller powerhouse for the future Korea. However, and that will lead to a bad economy, and people cannot be happy when there's a bad economy out there. However, currently the education fee is a big matter for the parents too, because most parents cannot afford so much for the children and their education fees, which includes their registration fee when they get into college. However, with this policy, we can lessen their money burden, because there will be more leisure for raising the children with this policy. Because student loan debts is a burden for most college students, and if we put this policy into place, we would need less money for child raising, and currently, there is less money for child raising, and there is less children, and a low birth rate, and a low population. However, with this policy, we can increase the population because there will be a small burden for the people. And graduates will be able to, but with this policy, there's more financial leisure for the people, and there's more children and higher population, and more workers, and therefore a better economy for the future. Graduates will be more able to marry earlier and have a new family, because they will have more financial leisure after their graduation, and that would make it good for the economy, because there would be a higher birth rate, and that would mean more workers for the future and a better economy. Moving on to my second argument, which is financial freedom. Graduates with the debt and a growing interest with the high interest rates can't afford to enjoy life, because they can choose the job, because they can't choose the job they want. They have this debt burden on their back, and they have to repay it early. They have to pay the debt quickly, because if they don't, the interest will rise quickly, and they will have more of a increasing burden. But if we put this policy into place, the graduates can choose the job they want and choose their dream career as long as they have the ability, because they are not shackled to the high loan and the interest. And if they are shackled to the high loan, they tend to choose jobs that can pay the debt, which means they choose the jobs with a high salary and high income, so that they are but if we make this policy and put this policy into place, the students can have more freedom in choosing their jobs, because they don't have to rely on their, they don't have to rely on the, so they're not so affected by the low salaries, so they can choose the jobs they want. And that can help the economy also, because they could be good workers in their own fields and therefore bring development to the nation, and that will help the economy. Currently, 60% of U.S. college students are under student loan debt, and with my argument, we could argue that 60% of the graduates may choose the career, the life decided by the loan, and that they may not lead the life they want. And we cannot be a happy country with that. And we spend nearly 300 million won on raising a child till the child reaches 22. And that plus private education fees and now loan on registration fees is too much of a burden for the parents too. But if we put this loan forgiveness into action, there will be more of a financial freedom for the people, and with the high birth rate I mentioned earlier, there would be a better economy and better workers, more helpful to the people, and let them lead a happier life. Thank you for listening.